Hello and welcome to my attempt at the official Maxis shell challenge, the Spark Something shell. This is the most difficult shell challenge I've ever done. The diagonal walls, the sharp corners, they just make it so difficult to put anything in. I did initially try not to add any more walls, but I couldn't get it to look good. So this is actually my, I think, fourth attempt. I think I bulldozed it 3 times before we got to this one. You can see I'm having a lot of trouble with the roofs. I really struggled with that little diagonal corner. Eventually I do work out how to hide it and it looks alright, but it took me a while. So I end up changing a lot of this when I move to the inside. Like that glass roof I moved to one end so that it's over a bedroom, because I put a wall in the middle. I think it ends up looking okay, but it was challenging. I am actually quite late to the party. This challenge has ended and the winners will be announced, I think today. But I wasn't that interested in joining in the competition because the prizes are mainly expansion packs, which I have all of them anyway. So if you want to have a go at the shell, it's obviously still on the gallery, but you can't join in the competition anymore. So this bit on the roof that has like the gap, that inspired me to do a sort of eco home. Now I will say I didn't limit the packs and stuff I used on this, so if you want it and don't have packs, I'm sorry, but I used pretty much everything. You can see as I move through I keep changing my mind on things, I keep moving things around, and I do so even more once furniture starts going in, but this is where I sort of decided the shape, it's starting to work. And yeah, I had this idea that I'd have a nice lush green roof, like in those bits with the lower walls. I end up changing all of those half walls on top to various fences. And rather than a garden, I have like a big back patio area. So when I first started doing the inside, I had intended to do a restaurant. So I change a lot of the doors and stuff as we go because, yeah, I thought a restaurant would work, and then I decided actually a nice eco home would work better. So about here is where I decided that I was going to go black and white. This is very different to my usual builds. Mine are quite often English countryside inspired, and this is very much not that. So it was interesting, very different, normal. A lot of trial and error in this. So yeah, at this point I still think it's going to be a restaurant. I add in some restaurant-y doors because I'm thinking like public toilets, staff rooms, that sort of thing. But I do go back and change it. So this is the beginning. Yeah, this is the beginning of the greenery, and I go nuts with it. I think this is where a lot of the packs come in because like these vines are from Jungle Adventures because they were the only ones that worked. I add some ivy onto the sides of the wall that's from University. Like I wasn't paying attention to it. I just whatever fit. At this point I'd had enough trouble getting here. I went nuts with it. I also hide where that roof sort of overlaps with yet more plants. I think it looks nice. I think it fills in the space nicely. I also didn't realise until after I had uploaded this to the gallery that one of the vines does actually clip into the bedroom. But I mean, it's not the end of the world, it's Sims, nobody cares. So yeah, this is almost done on the outside. I think I go back and add some solar panels and like a little wind turbine. Also had real problems with what windows fit this build. Yeah, after a bit of back and forth, I end up... I think they're quite random windows. Like on the side here we got quite small ones with shutters, because that's going to be the bathroom. Around the back I go for huge glass windows. And then teeny weeny ones in the kitchen. So, a bit of terrain paint to make it look grounded. This area here that I fill in, I end up filling that with plants because I was going with that very overgrown eco kind of feel. I loved these little planters but I couldn't quite get them to work, so I bailed on them. Adding in yet more vines onto the building. And here we go, filling in the plants. Again, loads of greenery. I wanted it to be quite, well, overgrown. I had visions of, like, maybe an artist or someone who loved gardening living here. So moving on to the inside. It took me a while to decide what to do. I started with that black and white theme, and I then go back and turn it into wood. Just because it was a bit, I don't know the word, a bit bland in the black and white. I thought it was a bit boring. If you're wondering what that red shelf is, it's the OMSP shelf. I use it just to get things on the right level. But very handy little mod. And because I haven't left them in, there is no CC in this build. I just use them to get things at the right height. So this is about the point I decided that actually I think this should be a house. So this, I change my mind and try some other things and then go back to this, but this wood tone is kind of what I use for the rest of the house, eventually, after a lot of back and forth. I thought about using the cool kitchen stuff, but I didn't like the way the cupboards repeat like that. I wanted them to be a bit different. Looking back at this, I actually quite like that. But we revert back to the other one. So, messing around with wallpaper, I mean, most of it ends up white. There's a lot of white in this building. I wanted it to be quite light. Really going with that, like, wood, white, and lots of plants. Although there's not as many inside. It'd be difficult to get as many inside as there is outside. I always struggle with what to put in kitchens because, personally, I put everything in cupboards. But in Sims it looks way too empty if you don't have stuff on the counters. So, the little cut is, I was placing tables for so long I could not decide what colour to do. And even now I go back and change it. So I mess around with these cupboards. Nothing was quite big enough. but I don't know. I settled on the 3 of the same, and I think it looks okay. Really, I wanted like one big one, but it just, I don't know, there was nothing that was quite right. I also end up moving the bar outside because it feels a bit in the way there. So yeah, at this point I'm still trying to do black and white. I think I moved into the living room before I decided to change the colour. Also, this candle pillar, it seems a bit random and doesn't really fit, but I just wanted to brighten up the corners. Adding yet more plants. Yeah, it was this sofa I thought matched the kitchen perfectly. I really liked how it looked. And so that was the point I decided, actually, I want to do the white and wood. Finding yet more plants. These ones are the nifty knitting ones. I really struggled, because the rooms are such weird shapes, I struggled to know what to put in them. Like this area where I'm putting the flowers, it felt so empty. But it was sort of just a hallway. And then eventually I decided to squeeze a little desk in. Normally I'd just put a desk in the bedroom. And again, not knowing what to do with that corner, so we shove a plant in it. I also went to clutter up this desk and then changed my mind and decided actually it looks better not cluttered because it's quite a minimalist house on the inside. The clutter made it look messy compared to the rest of the house. I do leave a couple of bits there obviously, but this is just too much. Trying to find a nice rug for that. I then go to find one for the dining room and think, actually this black and white doesn't match the rest of the house anymore. So I go back to it. Here I think. Nope, not yet, okay. Adding in lights. Yeah, that second light I put in the living room by the desk is actually from Star Wars pack, so I really did use every pack. Yeah, go back and decide that actually the wood looks better. Adding in a few decor pieces. And this tiny room under the stairs, I probably could have made it another bathroom, but it was a 1-bed house, it didn't feel like it needed 2 bathrooms, so I just made it understairs storage. I feel like that's fairly realistic. Certainly I have storage under my stairs, so I just put some crates in there, some random clutter. Yeah. Now, the bathroom, I was going to stick with this same, like, wooden tones, but then I found this bathtub, and I was like, actually, you know what, it's quite a big bathroom. I'm going to use it. I'm going to go black and white. And it ends up looking quite a fancy bathroom. Again, this isn't... I rarely put bathtubs in my builds, I always just use a shower. But yeah, I think it looks quite nice. End up using these quite posh spa day tiles. and into the bedroom. So I initially wanted to add a bit of colour, hence the slightly blue walls. But then I thought with these big windows, a bed with some sort of canopy or curtains on it would actually be quite nice. And then again, I had so much space. I thought this was a small house, but there was just so much space in it. So we're doing a huge wardrobe using the Dream Home Decorate stuff. Cluttering it up a bit, but again, not too much because none of the rest of the house is cluttered. And I think this is the only room I put curtains in. Going for the Desert Luxe ones. They are the best curtains in the game. That little piece that means you can make them any size is... oh, it's beautiful. Again, I put loads of clutter in here and then I think, actually, no, that doesn't match the rest of the house. So I take a load of it away again. You can see in the corner there the ivy just clipping through, so I put a hanging plant to make it look kind of intentional. Because at that point I was like, it's too late to get rid of it. Going back to the kitchen, trying to fill in that rather empty wall. And I believe that's the inside done. Now, I don't furnish gardens. Like, I will occasionally put a bench outside, maybe a barbecue grill, and that's about it. So I really struggled with this bit with what to put outside, because I had a lot of outside space to use. So I think a majority of this stuff is Spa Day, all black and white, matching the house. And there's a lot of seating. I really didn't know what to put outside, so we got a fire pit, I put a bar downstairs. But yeah, there was just so much space and I had no idea what to put there. Weird sculpture in the corner. Downstairs I felt was a little easier because we had the grill, we had the bar, I put some planters in, the outdoor bin that I so almost forgot. I thought about putting a pool and then decided actually there wasn't quite enough space. There probably would have been, but I wanted the planters because there was plants everywhere. It made sense to me that they would like gardening. Time to enjoy some screenshots.